Hello, welcome back to episode 22, Writers World Radio. I'll be your articulate host, Matthew Graken. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope the summer's out, everything's coming along fine, and thank you for coming back time and time again to the cast. Hope glad you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying making this for you. So, this week, I want to get to more the technology end of writing. Modern day writing. Used to start with chisels and a rock. Then they progressed to quail pens and parchment. Then came along the printing press. Eventually computers reared their faces. Now, and this is what I want to talk today about, speech to text. You can talk to your computer and it will write it for you.
Computer? Computer? Hello, computer.
Just use the keyboard.
The keyboard. How quaint.
So, I want to bring you a quick top 5. My top 5 suggestions of tips to help you with voice to text, speech to text, voice recognition, whatever you want to call it. Pretty much all the same thing. You're speaking to the computer, it's doing the writing for you. So starting off with number 5 is give yourself time to learn your software. Learn all the tricks, the habits. When you're writing vocally, it's not the same as when you're writing out by hand or even typing. You have to even think differently. Because your simple sentence of Jack, Jill, and Tommy ran down a hill. You know how to write that. But if you were to vocalize it into voice recognition text, you'd have to do something like this. Jack, comma, Jill, comma, and Tommy ran down a hill. Period. You actually have to speak your punctuation. And that's something that doesn't come naturally to most people. Not many people speak their punctuation, unless if you're Edgar Bergen. Then, that's a whole another matter. So just, you give yourself time. You learn the tricks. Learn what the shortcuts, the keywords are. New paragraph, new page, period, question mark, exclamation point, comma, semicolon. Start learning learning how to put that. Maybe even write it out. It seems like you're defeating the purpose if you have to handwrite it, but the learning phase. A lot of it's about the learning phase, the learning curve. And writing it out, putting everything in, all the correct punctuation, and then speaking it back into the machine, the phone, computer, whatever you're going to be using. And make sure you articulate those commas, exclamation points, and you'll see that you'll start to reprogram your brain to think in a proper manner. Which brings me to tip number 4. Tip number 4 is give your software time to learn you. Your software needs to learn how you speak. Just like you have to learn how to speak to the software is going to learn how to hear you and how you talk. Do you say zebra or do you say zebra? Aluminum or aluminium. Vegetables or vegetables. The way you pronounce things, the way you talk, your regional accents, the computer doesn't know what they are. So it has to decipher them. So give your computer time on that. So that's number 4. Number 3 kind of goes hand in hand with that, with number 4. But number 3 is, it's not about diction or allocation. It is just about talking normally to the computer. You want to talk at a regular pace. You want to talk the way you normally speak. You don't try and make voices. Well, Mr. Bob said to the other day that he wanted to... No, you don't do that. And Jill is going to come along and do... No, you don't want to do that either. You speak like you would speak in an everyday conversation, like you're talking to somebody on the phone. Mr. Bob came to the store the other day to see Jill, comma, period. Jill, comma, quotation marks, said, "How are you doing, Mr. Bob?" Something like that. So you're just going to talk normally. It's not like the books on tape where, they're changing the voice. So give the computer time to learn you. That was number 3. Number 2 is make sure you pick a good microphone or headset to use. Something that's going to be comfortable for you to use, especially if you got plenty of time to work on your writing. Hours. You're going to be wearing this thing or speaking into this thing for hours, which is a good thing. But just remember, it's going to be on your head, or you're going to be talking to this little microphone. The one that probably comes with your computer may be okay for a time being. But if this is something that you're going to be relying on a lot, you want to get a good piece of equipment. So do your research. Find something, if it's going to be a headset, one that's going to be comfortable to wear. And with a decent boom microphone. If you're just going to be using a microphone, again, something that's going to pick up the audio sound pretty good. It's going to get a good audio sound, because the clearer the computer hears you, the less errors that are going to be. Which brings up number 1. My number 1 tip for voice to text: editing. Well, you're thinking, well, spelling should be all proper. The computer knows how to spell the words better than I do. Yes, but it may not be putting the right words in there. Remember how many versions of there are there, in which it is going to presume and assume which words you want to use, but it may not always put the right word there. Look for the blue squiggly lines. Beyond that, just do a normal edit. Just like if you were to type it up, write it out yourself, and you were going to go back and edit it, you got to do the same thing with the voice recognition. Because, again, it's going to presume the words that you're going to put there. It's not necessarily going to put the right words there. It's either going to use the wrong context, or it just may mishear you and not understand you yet, especially in the earlier stages. Or if you're not using a microphone, or a good quality microphone, it may not put the right words there. Or it may put you, Y-O-U, apostrophe R-E, instead of Y-O-U-R. These things happen. It's a computer. It's not perfect. So there are the top 5 hits for voice-to-text recognition. Do you have any suggestions? Do you use voice-to-text recognition? If so, which one are you using? And what do you think of it? Put it in the comments below. Shout it out on the Twitter. Put it up on the Facebook page. The Twitter account name is at Matthew J. Graken. The hashtag that you want to attach to it, even if you don't put it towards me, just putting it out there, use hashtag Writers World Radio. The Facebook feed is facebook.com/Matthew J. Graken. And we now have an email account. It's writersworldradio@yahoo.com. So if you just want to send out any hints or suggestions of, hey, why don't you do a topic on this? Why don't you do a topic on that? Why don't you take down that USA sign yet? Because it's still just after the 4th of July, and I live in the USA. So, any of those methods, take it out there. Communicate. And make sure, while you're listening, while you're watching, share with everybody else. Share out that you're watching Writers World Radio, or you're listening to it on the feed, or listen to the podcast version. Available on Google Play and iTunes, Podbean. Share it out there. Let everyone know. The more people come to this party, the better off we are. Make sure you rate us, too. rate us, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, either one. Subscribe to the audio feed, subscribe to the YouTube feed, subscribe to both. I will not charge you extra for that. I'm not going to charge you for either one. So, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're getting your 10 minutes of writing in today. Remember, those 10 minutes, by the end of a week, are just going to build up to be something incredible. You'll be done before you know it. And it's going to just keep your mind working. You're just going to get into such a phase that when you have a moment longer than 10 minutes, it's going to go by so fast, and your productivity is going to be so fantastic. It's going to be wonderful. If you need help, feel free to contact me. I'm more than willing to help you out. I hope everyone's doing well out there. Thank you again for listening and watching. Again, make sure you subscribe and shout it out. Put it out there that you're listening, that you're watching. Let everyone know about this cast. And till then, I'll see you next time.